At first glance, you may think this is a piece of modern wall art. You may think it's a TV like I did, but it's not. This thing actually heats a room. These are smart infrared heaters. Work with your phone, work with a thermostat. Traditional space heaters, fire hazard. Ugly. Don't know when to stop heating because there's no good way to control. Today I'm reviewing Kelvin's Smart Infrared Heater. I'm going to show you the setup. We're going to see if this thing really is smart. We're going to give it a good test. I got a discount code for you. It's Taddy 15% off at shopboldr.com. Let's go ahead and get started. You're watching HVAC Tips for Homeowners. I'm Tad. This is Taddy Digest. Let's get started. Let's go over what's in the box and then we'll go over how to install. So this is the box I got. Rated voltage is 120, so 110 volt, 120 volt. Rated wattage is 700 watts. And this was the Kelvin R2 black. This is the Kelvin R2 white. So they've got more than one color, which is really cool for those of you that don't just want one choice. You want a second option. What's in the box? Well, we've got this little bag here with the heater. And this comes with the setup guide. So you can open the camera on your smartphone, point it at this QR code right here, and you're gonna have a full guide. What's in the box? The Kelvin infrared heater, of course, the mounting screws right here, the mounting template right here. So you can put this up on the wall, you can mount it horizontally or vertically. And if you wanna mount it vertically, you've got these four places where your screws are going to be screwed into. So I like the fact that they have a template or a template. Then you're going to see right here it comes with a thermostat sensor and a CR123 battery. And then if you upgrade it, you can get the Klima Smart Thermostat. So the sensor's right here, and if you open it up, there was a little piece in here that was blocking the battery from being connected to one side of the metal here, so this would be powered up, and you have to remove that. So very easy to do, but if you upgrade, you can actually get the Klima Smart Thermostat. If you don't know anything about this, I got a full video on how to set it up and use it with a unit like a mini split. This is another thermostat that I've got. Super nice. I really thought this was a TV, couldn't believe how thin it was. Most space heaters look like a box and there's no way to control them. We're gonna go to a department store. We're gonna go to like Walmart. We're gonna take a look at their options here in a moment. So take a look. Here's the heater. And this film is on the front and the back. That way, of course, you don't have a bunch of fingerprints, right? This right here is the 110 volt plug. So you can plug it right in the wall. It's got the ground, two hot legs, and then there's a power button. See the power button right here? So there's the way to turn it on. Boop, boop, and it's gonna light up red around the ring whenever you turn it on. You can also, if you turn it over, you can see the model, the date, the rated voltage and wattage. So this was the black color, and then we've got that white color. Now we're gonna go ahead and take this one off the wall so you can see how I mounted it, and then we're gonna start testing. Tools I recommend for the install. One is a drill and a Phillips bit. Two, wall detector. That way you can scan the wall before you screw your screws into the wall for hanging that heater on the wall. Why would you want this? Maybe you need to know if there's a stud where you're going to place your screw, because then you're going to be more secure to the wall. This right here is what a stud looks like. So you want to make sure that at least one side you're screwing into a stud. It'd be nice if you got all the screws in a stud, because then your heater is going to be even more secure. Also, you don't want to drill through a water line or an electrical line. All right, wall detector. A level. Once you place your heater on the wall, take a level to it. See if it's level. For me, if I'm walking through my home and I see that heater and it doesn't look level, that's an eyesore. I don't like that, so I keep a little torpedo level. Tape measure. If I'm putting this heater on my wall in my home, I may want it a certain distance above the floor. So I may come over to the floor and go, I want it 12 inches, or I want it 18 inches. So tape measure comes in handy. These are the tools I recommend. I'm gonna remove the heater from the wall now so you can see that template. Heater is removed and out of the way, and you can see I left the template on the wall. You can see where the 4 screws go in the middle of the X's. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is in the horizontal position, so it's not in the vertical position, but you do have that option. You have 2 different ways you can install this on your wall. Doesn't stick out very much. We'll measure that in a moment, but super easy to install. You literally just take the template, you put it on the wall however you want it. If you want it like this, you know, you put it like this, and then you can even take and cut these little centers out and then put a marker on your wall and just mark it with a marker. And then you can take and drill a hole, boop, 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 place your anchor in the wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then take your screws and screw them in. You want to make sure that after you finish screwing in the screw that you take and push down or up on it to make sure that it is stable and it's not just going to fall out of the wall whenever you hang the heater. I've got a watt meter here, so I know exactly how many watts this heater's using when I plug it in. Also, I can use the inverter for a reference. So right now it's got, I think, 100 watts over here and 18 watts right there. So let's go ahead and plug this in like that. Now let's come over to the button. And you can see when I push it in, see it turns red. Now let's go back to the inverter. And what is it using? Looks like 676. Okay, 677. Go over here, click watts. 678 watts. So this was a test. Now we know how much wattage. Let's put it back on the wall and then let's actually see how hot it gets. Got the thermal imaging camera so we can test and see how hot the one to the right is. We've got both heaters behind me, but only one of them is on. You're gonna see the difference in the temperature. It's been 10 whole minutes, but at about 5 minutes, you could not touch it. So it's definitely over 100 degrees. So we can see that we've got our heater to the left, which is off, and it's 70 degrees, and our heater to the right, which is 160 degrees. Super hot. Don't touch. 170 degrees. And looks like it's pretty even. And again, this one, no heat. Now, how much square footage does it heat? And how big is it? And how far does it set off the wall? How far does it set off the wall first? It's about 1 5/8 inches. So almost 2 inches it sets off the wall. How big is it? It is 2 foot by about 4 foot, so 47. So 23.5 by 47.25. So it's about 2 foot by 4 foot, if you wanted to know how big it was. As far as square footage and heating capabilities, it heats up to about 200 square foot rooms. It's about 18 meters squared. Really nice. Let's go to Walmart. Let's look at some of the competition and see if there is any competition. Right now I'm at my local Walmart. I'm in the heater aisle, so you can see a bunch of heaters behind me. And although they're not very expensive, they're not stable. They're on the floor just waiting to be kicked over. They're near your couch, near your animals, maybe your cat, your dog, near your curtains. And look at this. It's smaller than a lunchbox, 1500 watt rating. So we're pulling double the power. We're not against the wall secured, not safe, and there's no thermostat, no phone app. Pulling 1500 watts, this is crazy. I mean, look at these heaters. Most of them are 1500 watts. You can see this one's got an eco mode, 1500 watts for the highest setting, 750 watts. Over here, we've got an infrared quartz heater, but of course, doesn't look as cool. And what's the rating? The rating on this one, 1 year warranty. Where's our rating? 1500 watts, look at that. What's the difference between a space heater and a smart infrared heater? A space heater warms the air. Hot air rises, cool air drops, and it never stays even. A smart infrared heater like Kelvin will warm surfaces. So it'll warm the walls, the furniture, you, just like sunlight. The room feels warmer faster. It stays that way longer, even after the heater is off. Now let me show you the Boldr app. Click on the app. We'll use the plus button to connect devices like the smart thermostat or the heater. We can push here, and we're going to be able to control the heater. There's humidity displayed right here. We can push the power button right here and turn on the heater. We can push right here and set the temperature. We have the thermostat connected, so I can hold right here. And we can turn on the heater and set the temperature. Really, really cool. Now I'm going to give you some tips. A few things I learned using the app that may help you. Make sure you're connected to your Wi-Fi network before you start using the app. You may need to turn off your mobile data to help connect devices. If you have issues with the app, uninstall the app, try reinstalling the app, then go to Settings, Apps, Boldr app, go to the storage, and then clear the cache. There's a support team available. So if all else fails and you need support, go to shopboldr.com. There's a number, give the support team a call, and they'll be able to help you. If you want a stylish, modern heater, perfect for small spaces or offices where you can have targeted, efficient heat, check out Kelvin's Smart Infrared Heater. Discount code Taddy15, shopboldr.com. Go get a really nice looking heater and save some money. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you learned something. If you did learn something, let me know what it was down in the comments. You got a question? Remember, questions can lead to new content, so put your questions down below. But if you don't have a question, that's okay. Let me know who you are and let me know where you're from. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, smash that bell, ding, so you know what I'm doing. You've been watching HVAC Tips for Homeowners. I'm Tad. This was Taddy Digest, and I'll keep you cool if you let me.